The Heresy Accountabilibuddies Podcast is dedicated to all things Horus Heresy. This podcast delves into the grimdark universe where Primarchs clash, legions rise, and loyalties fracture faster than a Land Raider's track. But it's not just about the lore of the Horus Heresy. The Accountabilibuddies also explore the gaming side of things, from painting and modeling tips to product reviews and ideas to help you in your hobby. So, whether you're a seasoned Forge World veteran or a fresh-faced scout, this podcast is your Vox channel to the galaxy. Expect discussions on lore, modeling, gaming, and maybe even the shenanigans that your hosts somehow seem to find their way into. Remember, in the grim darkness of the far future, there are only two things you can count on: heresy and your trusty Accountabilibuddies.
And welcome to episode 111 of Heresy Accountabilibuddies. This is going to be a fun recap episode of signing up for AdeptiCon and building your army through, what was the name of that program again? New Recruit. Jesus, already sucking 3 seconds into it. Par for the course. But anyway, tonight you have your lovely hosts of myself, Jack, and
Ryan,
Duncan,
Jamie,
and John,
and Jack. So before we get started, we're going to go ahead and kick it over to some station identification.
Do you love resin bases? Then go to our sponsor, Elric Hobbies, for all of your basing and basing accessory needs. Use code HeresyABB at checkout for a discount. Legendary Monument Hobbies. Monument Hobbies is a one-stop shop for all of your painting needs. Use code HeresyABB at checkout for a 5% discount on your purchase. Pop Goes the Monkey. Find maker of third-party accessory bits of arms, legs, backpacks, and more, where you can get 10% off your first order over $125 with code HeresyABB at checkout.
And thank you to our Patreons.
main sponsor.
thank you everybody who sponsors us in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Absolutely. All right, so John, do you want to start us off how we normally start off?
Yeah, so I haven't gotten a ton done this week. I was able to, during our hobby hangout this week, I needed a little break from the terrain, so I managed to dig out my Atari that I've kind of been working on and off on. Lucas gave me some more prints when he did some terrain stuff for me, and so I was able to get the full 40 arc rifles built, so I can have 2 full squads of those guys inside of 3 Aros when I start working on that army again. For the Titan Guard, I managed to go to my dad, and he helped me cut out 40 1-foot by 1-foot terrain squares that are half an inch thick out of pink foam, so that we can use those for boosting up the Zone Mortalis tile for both the Memorial Garden as well as the city that I'm working on next. And then I was able to finish repairing all of the Zone Mortalis tiles. When I took them out to the event a couple weeks ago, some of the stuff got broken in transit, and I loaded it all back up in my truck, and then forgot that I left it in the back of my truck, and I drove to drop some stuff off of Christina's family, which is about an hour drive one way, and so it managed to get shaken apart pretty good for a 2-hour drive at 80 plus miles an hour. So a lot of that stuff had broken, and so I repaired a lot of the wood parts that had broken and added some strengthening pins to a lot of the flying stuff that had been broken apart into multiple pieces. And then before we got on tonight, I was starting to organize some of the city fight stuff that I got from Jamie and separating it all into the correct stacks with the stuff that Jamie gave me and the stuff that I've already got. So I want to make sure that all the stuff is staying together. So I don't want to have one building that looks like it was made out of 3 different ones. That's kind of what I've been working on tonight, and hopefully if you guys hear any clipping or gluing and scraping, that's what I'm working on tonight. What about Brian? We haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, I've been pretty busy of late. The past couple days, I've gone down in the basement and dug out some old projects that I'm going to need for our upcoming Michigan narrative, including parts and pods to do 2 Death Storm drop pods. I decided I'm going to make a demon army of the Nurgle variety, so I dug up some models for that. I found some other stuff I didn't know I had, which will add to my Death Guard as well. And probably the most exciting thing is I took a good look at the, what's that unit called? That Cataphracti Special Terminator unit, Nullificators. I decided I'm going to make a Nullificator squad. So I pulled some bits and parts out for that. And other than that, I've been playing around with the new recruit and figuring out the quirks on that, which we'll talk about later. How about you, Jack? What have you been up to?
Since last we spoke, I have put out a podcast and not frozen to death in my garage. It has been literally, I would walk out here in the mornings and it would be 39 degrees out here. And it takes roughly all day for it to heat back up. And by that point, it's time to go to bed. So I have gotten nothing done. So I'm going to kick it over to somebody who probably have similar story to myself. Duncan, what have you been up to?
Yep.
Well, let's see here. This past week, I was busy trying to not give the flu to my family. Spoiler alert, I gave the flu to my entire family, so I spent most of the week homesick with them, doing nothing but coughing, having a fever, and being sick. So that was
And
fun.
Nurgle thanks you.
Yeah, Nurgle thanked me.
Amazingly enough, I was not directly involved in actually spreading the flu for once. So
Yes, your family of Nurgle's Pit did not somehow give me the rot. So I got absolutely nothing done this week, unfortunately. But I also did not freeze to death in the Hellscape Winter Snowmageddon that we got, then sort of got again. Sort of. Maybe. I'm not really sure. But that's all I got done. So, Jamie, what did you do this week?
kind of in the same boat with Jack and Duncan. We actually had what would most people would laugh at. We had Snowmageddon down here in Alabama too. I know, unfortunately, the Bama Heresy group, their big event was supposed to be this weekend, and they had to call it off or they're going to have it. They postponed it. It's, I think, moved to March. But because of the roads were so bad, because we generally just don't have ice clearing equipment down here, as most places do. But what did I do this week? I got some painting done. I was trying to do like an hour painting a night. Just working layers up on the Irredemptors and the 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts, the Dark Angel ones that I have. And then a lot of my time, to be honest with you, has been spent. I had basically built a new PC so that I can work from home occasionally and also record this podcast. So that took up a decent amount of my time as well. Is that everybody? I believe it is.
Yep, that sounds like everyone.
So I guess I'll hand it off to John for new releases or pre-releases.
Yeah, so this week we saw the official release of a couple things that are Heresy adjacent. The Deathcore Krieg Army set came out and sold out pretty quickly.
I need to make a correction on that. I was wrong about something last week. So we talked about it a little bit. I don't remember if it was on the regular show or the Patreon only show. I said there was not an HQ in that box. I was wrong. There is. It's the horsey dude that was an HQ. But what I was thinking is that there was not a
Command Squad.
Command Squad. So
the character horse is there. Yeah, I see him now.
Yeah, he's in there. Zap Brannigan or whatever you want to call him. So I need to apologize for that, but what I was meaning is was not an actual Death Corps of Krieg command squad that was in that. That's what I was in. So a little correction. And yes, it did sell out, and it was a lot cheaper than what John and I had initially anticipated. I'd said $250. John said $300.
Yep,
it was $230. So
yeah, I was kind of surprised at the price of it, which is probably why it sold out so fast.
Yep.
People probably buying a couple if they're going to do Krieg and then split up the books. The other thing that dropped was the Battlefield Trophies box. I think we talked a little bit about this one mainly in the Patreon episode, and the fact that it's a nice box to have. I like the servo skulls and stuff, but it would have been a lot cooler with no skulls and just a bunch of helmets, which is something that...
Well, I mean, they already have a box of skulls. Like,
yeah,
it's like 300 plus skulls or something like that. And this was not that cheap either. $38 for helmets.
Yeah, and the normal skulls boxes have almost gone up to that price now. So the other things that we got for official release was the Death Corps of Krieg Imperial Infantryman Uplifting Handbook. I'd said before that there were 4 releases of this thing. Actually, there's been 8. So this is the 8th release of the Imperial Infantryman's Handbook. This one combines the minutes. Yeah, this one actually sold out in, I think, 2 minutes is what most people were saying online. It combined the Militarum Manual and the Imperial Infantryman's Uplifting Primer into one book, and then themed it around Death Corps. So they've had one before that was themed around the Ghost. They've had one before that was themed around the Taros campaign, which is against Cadians against Tau, and then they've had them separately as well with a bunch of different reprints and things like that. So I was kind of looking forward to getting this one, but when it was sold out, I just kind of went meh and moved on. But it seems odd that they would print so few of these, because usually they have these things in stock for a while.
Yeah,
and
I was
Krieg being as popular.
Yeah. I heard some discontent about the Krieg release, the actual codex, though, saying that like with how GW prints stuff, this codex was already outdated like 6 months ago because of like facts and rule changes. So
I have seen a lot of people complain that they have changed a lot of the way that the Guard has been organized in general, of getting rid of a lot of the custom units, not just custom units, but the heavy weapon squads, conscripts, special weapon squads, infantry platoon command squads. Like, a lot of those things are gone. We don't play 40K, but I remember I had before I sold it. And JB saw him way back when, was I had 7 or 6 full platoons of all mounted Steel Legion guardsmen with all the trimmings, and sold those when my back decided that metal guardsmen in plenty was not something it wanted to deal with. So and moved on to...
I don't know. It's a pretty release. I think there are actually maybe more people that end up using it for Heresy than do for 40K at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of something I've seen too, is a lot of people with this latest edition of 40K coming out, is people are looking into Heresy. So I think maybe I hope that we're not looking down the barrel of a new release edition, but it's something we've heard also rumors about.
Yeah.
So that was our up for order. Our preview article this week had most of the stuff that we had previewed from the event. What was that, late November, early December? We got the rest of the Derrideo weapons, the Last Cannon and Volkite box, along with the 4 single-shot Borealis air defense missiles. The Arvis lighter is going to be coming out. It says it's going to have a new free PDF at release. So next week we'll get to see what the updated rules are. It also says that there's a new 149-piece Divisio Aeronautica transfer sheet that comes in that box. The Malcador Infernus.
Just hold on. Think about that for a second. They're made an entire sheet just for that vehicle.
So I wonder. Also, there's a star there that says this has been delayed in Japan. Only the Arvis. I wonder if we're not going to get more planes, and then they try to bring back Aeronautica.
That's kind of, I was going to say,
I could see that.
Maybe we get like a Thunderbolt or a Marauder. I don't know about a Marauder, but a Thunderbolt or an Avenger or something like that might be a possibility.
Yeah, I could see them trying to waylay this or parlay this into a quote unquote skirmish game where you only need like 3 planes.
Yeah, that could be cool. That could be actually really cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool, playing a full-size version of that at Adepticon. If we could like set it up on stilts or something, that way you're over the other table. Just a couple weird ideas in my head that now that we're talking about that, along with the
You had your
the
Marauder bomber that you were going to do with the cameras.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. The Vigilant flying over it and taking really cool pictures through the cloud cover. So the other things that we got in the article were the Malcador Furnace and the Valdor Tank Hunter. These are based on the Solar Rocks Transport and the Malcador chassis that's already been out. These are also marked with the late in Japan star. So the Derideo is not delayed, just the Arvis and the 2 Malcador and the Valdor are going to be late. That's really it from official GW. I mean, it's not like saying it's nothing. That's like 5 official Heresy pre-orders starting next week, and then
Some pretty
everything that came out. Yeah, those are going to be big tank kits, especially the Malcador and Furnace. Remember that thing's towing a separate gas can.
You got to be able to fuel
and-
all the burning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got to burninate.
So I'd mentioned a couple weeks ago that we had the pre-orders for the Joy Toy Sisters of Silence, and I missed the fact that Genesia Kroll was in that. I thought it was mentioning, because they mentioned in a couple figures about being Genesia's bodyguard, but I didn't notice that Genesia is actually one of the silver painted sisters that comes out of this kit. She comes with 2 heads and a much more ornate sword than the other sisters that are coming out. And the downside is that's really the only difference. I mean, I know that the figure itself isn't hugely different from the basic Sisters of Silence, but when you put 4 of them together for the action pose, it was really hard to tell them apart. So these are slated for release in May/June of 2025. So Genesia and then all the other sisters. The extra head, and it looks like she gets a boot knife as well. It costs an extra $20 on top of the price of the other sisters. And that's it from official GW. We've started to talk about some of the things that are coming out from some of the other merchants that we like in the range that are going to be releasing Heresy adjacent things. Victoria Miniatures this week put up 2 different headsets. These are available, I think they're available as STLs, but they're also available as resin from her web store. These are pickle helms with gas masks and pickle helm with just normal male faces with no gas mask. She has a really cool picture of them on top of the Cadian bodies. I really think that they're kind of cool. And if you wanted something that looks fairly close to Krieg, they'd be really good for Krieg conscripts, honestly, because they kind of look up that same article, but they don't. The masks look a lot more downgraded in technology. They don't have the hose rebreather. It's just kind of in line. It doesn't look like it's that functional. So it'd be kind of cool for conscripts or for cheaper troops. There was also we talked a little bit on the Patreon exclusive episode about the Gundam miniature game that's coming out. I've seen a whole bunch of Gundam people coming out talking about how this is going to be the magical 40K killer. They've officially announced pricing for the game. It's going to be $30 a starter set for 3 miniatures. I believe it's 3 to 4 miniatures and a deck of cards that goes along with the Gundam card game that's coming out.
That doesn't sound too bad at all.
Yeah, and on top of that, we don't know anything about it other than that pricing. The cards and the miniature game are coming out at exactly the same time. They technically don't have anything to do with each other than the fact that they're staying consistently themed. I don't know what dice it's using. There's been preview pictures of D6, just D6s, and then there's been other preview pictures of just D10s. I don't know if it's both. We've seen previews of them on a hex grid, and we've seen previews of them with nice sculpted terrain. So it just kind of goes back and forth between different releases and what's going to be in there. And then there's been pictures of 2 different RX-78 Gundams, which is the quote-unquote grandfather Gundam, the original one. No telling where that comes from, and we don't even know what's technically in these decks other than the fact that we know the names of the themes. If it's something that people would like us to cover, or if it's y'all just want us to stay pure heresy, let us know. I just want to keep abreast of everything that's going on. More competition in the marketplace is always good for GW. It might cause them to bring some prices down if we start losing people to that. TT Combat has also announced that they're finally this year, after 4 years of work in progress, they're going to be coming out with Strike Team Commander. This is Drop Fleet Commander 28mm version, and they've got 5 official factions now instead of just the couple that Drop Fleet started with when it came out.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, there's no official release date. They've just said this year it will come, and then showed off a couple more miniatures. What they've been doing for the last 4 years is doling out 1 miniature every con for the event exclusive miniature was going to be the models. And so it's been kind of neat seeing them come out. I know I have a big Drop Fleet Commander that I haven't played since 1.0, or Drop Fleet and Drop Zone. I did that pretty good as well, but I haven't
I
touched
also
those
have
in
Drop
years.
Fleet.
I also have
Yeah,
Drop
that was-
Fleet. Duncan?
Yep. I've got Drop Fleet.
Nope, I don't.
It's fun.
Sorry, I spent all my my extra money on BattleTech. So
I got that
too
too.
have BattleTech.
I also have BattleTech.
Look, we're all not just we all play Heresy, but we also have other stuff
Mhm.
that sometimes
Yep.
tickles our fancy.
Wait, is this a podcast or a support group?
Support group.
Yes.
it's both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If we want to go down the games that have stolen my money away, I can throw up 3 different types of Robotech, because one of those is still waiting to ship.
Yeah, let's not go down that road, guys. Come on.
Okay.
Sounds
The
like
other thing
that.
the other thing that started pre-order this week that we've all kind of been interested in waiting for is the John Blanche Army Painter set.
Yep.
Mhm.
This is 2 different sets of 6 acrylic colors, 2 washes, 1 metal, and 1 speed paint, and a brush. Each set is not cheap. They are $50 a piece.
Ooh,
Now hold on.
Or
Before
20
we say they're
paints?
not cheap.
how big are they? How big is each bottle?
Normal size paints. 6
But-
normal size paints.
It's 6.
Now it's 6.
Or sorry, 10 paints total. It's 6 paints, 2 washes, 1 metallic, and 1 unique speed paint to the box. Supposedly, the things that are unique to the box are going to get releases later in the year.
Hmm. Aren't the how much are the Monument 6-packs of paints they do at the cons?
18?
No, I think
like
it was closer to
24,
20 or
28.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's like 20.
I'll look it up.
I think it's like 27, 28 bucks.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I'll look it up to be
It's
sure.
not $50 for 6 and then 4
Well,
gubbins.
this is 50. This is technically 50 for 10 quote unquote paints when you count the washes and metals and all that. Because Army Painter's nice that they don't charge extra for the different types of paint. You kind of get through to the
28.50 for
washes there.
6. 28.50.
That's not exactly true, John.
Oh,
There is a slight price difference between their new metals and washes versus their regular acrylic line.
oh.
It's like 25 cents, though.
Yeah, I mean, it. Overall, if you're dropping $50 for 10 paints in this current climate, that's really not a bad deal. Especially if they're 10 paints that you want.
Yep.
And given the kind of gravitas that people attach to John Blanche's name and his unique paint style, I could see it. I really can.
Yeah.
You
So
also
these
get
are-
some artwork in there that you can hang up on your wall. So
Yeah, that's what I was
that
just
would
about to
be
say.
awesome.
These are quote unquote collector sets. They do come with an art card from Blanche.
Okay, yep, I'm sold.
Is it
I'm
art?
sorry,
Or,
that's worth it.
what is the art card?
Don't care.
Okay.
It's Blanchy. It's
It's
round
Blanche
squiggles.
It's Blanchitsu something or other.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
but it's his watercolors. It's not like a the preview pictures that they have. It's not like a hardcore drawing. It's kind of just at an angle, and it's very watercolory, brown squiggles and stuff like that. I've
Gotcha.
talked before about my not love for John Blanche, but I can admit that he is definitely the driving force behind Grim Darkness. These are pre-orders for these paint sets, and they will ship on February 22nd.
Okay, that's
Also, supposedly he recorded a couple of painting master classes.
ooh.
I don't know if those are going to be released alongside these or when they're coming out. I just know that they mentioned those before. So we'll have to see what happens with that. There are painting guides inside the box that tell you how to achieve a Blanchitsu Grim Dark style.
This interests me. I might have to do something about this.
Yeah, I'll admit I'm probably going to order these sets when I get paid.
Well,
Is it a Kickstarter or is it just regular?
It's regular.
It's regular pre-order.
just
Is there more
remember,
than one
the stuff-
set?
There's 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Just remember, before you pre-order anything or you order anything, there's other stuff that we have to pay for right now.
Well, before we get there,
That-
John, are you going to cover Pop Goes the Monkeys Saturn releases?
I don't have that on my stuff.
Today, Pop, about 6 hours ago, Pop released some Emperor
Saturn.
Children Saturn 9.
Yep. Big
They're
bikes.
they're a little 40K-ish, but if I saw them across the table from me, I wouldn't be mad. And then
There's
they
also
also
some-
released some Cornate ones.
Yep.
The-
Those coordinate ones kind of gave me a chubby.
Yeah. On the 4th,
Well, they are chubby.
he also released some of Nurgle ones, and I think the Nurgle ones would be the easiest to 30K. If that makes sense.
The Emperor's Children ones are cool too.
Oh, yeah, the Emperor Children ones are bomb. They're fantastic. Like absolutely not mad at them at all.
Yep.
So those look good. Don't forget about the discount code that you heard 10 minutes ago in the commercial, because I don't remember. Heresy ABB, I think, but don't hold me to that.
Heresy ABB.
Yeah. But they're solid models on top of all the other Saturn IX that he's done. Like he did back in September, some Iron Warriors with some missile launchers that I thought hard about for a minute. Then I was like, I don't need to do an Iron Warriors army.
I got his all person and John Grammaticus in, and the quality on those two was amazing, even down to the little cross on John's neck and all the little pouches and everything that all was having. So
Yeah, and
it's
this
definitely some cool figures, and I got some other stuff from him too as well.
and this stuff is made with a new Monkey Resin 3. I don't know what that is, but he seemed to be very excited about it. So, yay!
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I know of
I
Monkey
approve.
Resin. I don't know what 3 is. Like the differentiating between different types.
Yep. So the first 2 versions of Monkey Resin were really good because I've got stuff, and I know we've all got stuff from
yeah.
those. I don't know about Monkey Resin 3 yet, but I'm looking forward to getting something and having it in Monkey Resin 3 and seeing how it goes.
Yeah.
His website is still operational, right?
Yep.
Yep. You have to go straight to
Okay.
popgoesthemonkey.com, all one giant word.
Yep.
Hopefully, I know he's not going to be selling stuff, but hopefully he'll be at ACON this year.
From my understanding, if you're talking with him a while back, he will be there. He will be having stuff to pass out. He may have some stuff to sell. He also, to the best of my knowledge, may have some cool things like
Stuff for us.
stuff for us.
Stuff that we're not talking about yet.
Yes.
Yes.
Stuff that we're
Correct.
not yet talking about.
Yeah. But speaking of spending money in Adepticon,
Money? AdeptiCon
Adepticon money?
is today, January the 12th. Is today Red Ring Circling Cvent.com? Is that what today is?
Oh
You
my
went there,
God.
didn't you? Oh,
I mean, it's hard not to mention that.
so
You know, I jumped on it about an hour ago and it was running smooth.
Yeah, now
now at like 8 o'clock Eastern or 7 o'clock Central.
It'll
God,
still time you out though
Exactly.
if you don't check out quick enough.
yeah, if you're not careful, it'll still time out on you.
Oh, 20 minutes. It has a hard time out, I was reading.
All right, Duncan. Do you want to start off with your Thursday event?
Now, I want to start off with talking about the Cvent Bonanza.
Oh, I was going to be nice and just leave that alone because there's nothing
I'm
good
not.
about it.
My T-shirt from 2023 is now accurate again.
Yes. So AdeptiCon 2025 is live for purchasing tickets. Anybody who is wanting to get in on said events, they are currently all or almost all are available or have stuff available on the actual website.
I have it pulled up by today if you want to talk about by today and what's left.
Oh, okay. Well, luckily, my first event that I'm running on March 27th, the Horus Heresy Crisis in the Grail Abyss, as of right this moment, recording moment, it has 32 spots left out of 60.
Yep.
And
And
our
that
friends
is
over
a 3-round.
That, sir, is a 3-round fun circus. Escalation, starting off at 2,000, going to 2,500, then 3,000. You have to include everything from the previous rounds in the second and third round. And it's a narrative event. It will be fun. It will be an interesting event for everybody. It's kicking everything off for the entire Great War in the Grail Abyss saga for the entire weekend that is running along. I hope to see as many people who want to sign up for it as possible. I hope people enjoy it. And we look forward to seeing people there.
Mm-hmm.
That's running alongside a number of events from our good friends over at Ferrix, including the Horus Heresy Pillars of Dolus Prime, Zone Mortalis, and Frontline, that are both running at 9 o'clock. The ZM 9 o'clock is currently full, whereas the Pillars of Dolus Prime Frontline has 19 spots left. And then Jack.
We have the Klecker. Want to say that word for me again?
Conflagration of the Grail Abyss.
That word right there. The confag of the Grail Abyss. Ooh, I'm going to cut that out.
The conflagration of the Grail Abyss is running from 10 to 5.
Yep, that event is designed for people basically like myself who never gets to play and wants to do AdeptiCon, but wants the ability to knock off the dirt, off the dust, off the rust, play a couple of rounds of fun. The thought process behind this is there's going to be tables. Recommendations going to be 3,000 points. But if you get to the table, the person across the table from you like, hey, I really am more comfortable at 2,500. If you're good with that, great. I'm not going to be sitting there micromanaging you. If you get to the table and suddenly there's 4 of you all that you haven't seen all year and you all want to make sure you get a game in first thing, great. This can be a 4-way team game. Again, I'm not going to sit there and micromanage you. The only request that I have for the event, well, I have a couple of requests for the events. Don't be a jerk. We're all there to have fun. Absolutely, 100%. Have fun. Have a beautifully painted army with you. If you haven't played before or you don't get to play very often, you're more than welcome. Be clear with that at the beginning of your round with people so that they know, hey, okay, this person hasn't played in a while. I'm going to sit there and help them with the rules. Next thing is I'm not your real dad. I'm not there to micromanage you. You all are grown adults. Have fun. That's the key thing here is have fun. My only request and caveat that I want far as like a rules lowering thing is I want you to declare your allegiance at the beginning of the event. Loyalist or traitor, doesn't matter which side you are. That way I know where stuff needs to go as far as prize support. that is sitting at 11 spots left out of I don't know how many to begin with.
You had either 20 or 30. So.
I did. There's spots open, but also it's literally the same day it went up. I'm not that concerned. This event is to have fun, knock the dust off. I wanted to call it the Ryan Kimball Memorial event, but apparently that got poo-pooed on.
It's because he's not dead. There's a memorial.
It's in his memory.
Couldn't stop the Eye of Horus.
He's not dead to you?
Oh,
No.
well, he's dead to Heresy.
I guess.
Jack, I will be a happy Jack confag.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna be able to edit this out. Okay, anyway, so
getting
2 o'clock.
demonetized on YouTube. So getting demonetized.
So after that at 2 o'clock. After that at 2 o'clock, we have another Pillars of Dolores Prime.
Full.
Or Dolores Prime ZM. That one's full.
Mm-hmm.
Then at 6, we have the Pillars of Dolores Prime Broadside Mega Battle.
Mm-hmm.
ZM Mega Battle. That one's also full. And then, of course, we have Jason Tick presents the big ass game.
The Notorious.
The notorious big ass game. From 7:30 to midnight with 1 spot left.
Yeah, it's been flirting open and it's been full and open, or full and then open slot. So if you're interested in doing that, you need to jump on it ASAP.
This I can talk about a little bit. He has changed up the way it has been ran for past year. If you want to know the full recap of it, look on AdeptiCon Horus Heresy's Facebook page. Basically everything is given a point, and you have a certain amount of points you can bring to a table. I want to say off the top of my head is 10 points, and
yep, it's 10 points.
And everything has a different, like every group of units have a different point total. Like a Warlord Titan is 5 points, I think, off the top of my head. And it just gets lower from there. The idea behind it is to make the rounds more expedient.
Yep. And to make everything more efficiently played. So that way there's not someone bringing out a horde of like 200 Solar Rocks.
Ned, I'm looking at you.
On the table. Yeah, Ned.
Yeah.
Ned.
I think, for example, like bringing an infantry squad, like any infantry squad is like 1 point. And then like if they have a transport, that's another point.
Yep. And remember, that's pretty much close to the same cost as some people who are bringing Titans. So, yeah, if you think that one infantry squad is going to make a big difference when it gets stepped on by that Warlord Titan, you might be slightly wrong. But it'll be fun to watch, and it'll be fun to play in.
Sun Killers, I'm looking at you.
Oh, God, no.
Saber tanks with neutron cannons.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah.
And the plastic Valdor coming out.
Yep. Just don't bring the flame version. It might not do too well against Titans.
Yep. So then we got on to the next day, March 28th.
Sunday. Oh, sorry. No. Friday. The Horus Heresy Friendly Doubles Tag Team, where you and your friend get to join forces against other people who they and their friends have joined forces, and 2 1,500-point people in a team get to play against other people's 1,500-point lists, and it will be fun, and it will be fun, and
it's always a good time.
It's a good time. You might get to play against us, because odds are good we'll be out there having a good time, being targets, offering shenanigans, and enjoying ourselves greatly.
Hugs and handies.
Hugs for everybody who comes and sees us or plays us. The hugs will be provided, just so you know, by John.
Of course.
Yep. Then there is more Heresy the rest of the day for Friday. Mm-hmm. There's the Pillars of Dolores Prime ZM game again, and the Pillars of Dolores Prime Frontline. The Frontline games are 3K point games, and I believe this year they're doing 2 3K Frontline games per day, per event. So there you go for that. Then at 2 o'clock, there's more Pillars of Dolores Prime ZM, and at 6 o'clock, There's another Mega ZM battle.
And that's the only one that is filled up that day.
Yep, that one, the Mega battle there is filled out. It is waitlist only. So if you're looking for the waitlist, jump on in. Then on Saturday, starting at 8,
Saturday.
we have the Horus Heresy Grand Team event.
Want to throw a caveat on there. Only one person needed to buy this ticket.
Yes, one ticket for 4 people. 4 members, each member playing a 1,500 point list, playing a total of 3 games. So each member of your team will play together once. It is a historical style event. It's a fun event. It's taking some liberties from the Adepticon team events, and this is kind of what everybody is looking forward to and looking for and hoping to see.
I've been wanting this since the second year of Heresy. I've done Heresy.
You've been talking to me about it for years, and I'm glad to see it finally show up. And I've already heard from Derek that it's probably going to keep showing up and maybe expand. We'll see. 3 games, 3 rounds. All of them are team games. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast, and it's going to be a hoot. There are currently 4 spots left. Jack, have we gotten our ticket for that one yet?
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
Well, we probably need to jump onto that ourselves.
Yeah.
Of course, we also probably need to figure out who our other 2 team members are.
Yeah.
Well, we do happen to have other hosts.
Do we? Would John be a host, maybe?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Is this the 4-player event? What day was that?
That's Saturday.
I think it's referred to as a gangbang.
Whoa.
It's referred to as the Grand Team event.
If we're calling it a gangbang, then I can be a proud.
Nope. Do not say anything that's in your brain.
John, will you be the pivot man?
Muted, and yeah, it's probably a good thing I was muted. Anyways,
just say nothing, John. Just say yes. I would like to participate.
Maximum weirdness.
I think there's a meme for this with where we're going.
No,
right? Yes, there is.
No, we're not doing this. We're moving on.
Old school. That's all I got to say.
The whole say the weird thing meme. Every time I post that, everyone, you always keep telling me that it's not directed at me, but you gave me a microphone.
All right, refresh my memory here. The 4-player team event, that's 1,500 points per player.
Yep.
2 people play at a table per team. So each team will be playing at 2 tables, right?
Yep.
Comparable to the 40K team tournament. Except, with cool dudes.
Yes.
All right.
For the rest of Saturday, we have at 9 a.m.
Do we want to bring out the fact that the theming that the 40K event is famous for, as far as display boards and all of that, is highly encouraged for this event?
Okay, here we go.
Maximum effort, guys.
One of the things that Adepticon is known for is the Armies on Parade thing, where they take team events and they say, your army is selected for awesomeness. Bring it over here and we'll put it up in our thing that's roped off to where people can walk around and go, ooh, ah, ooh, this is great, wonderful, etc., and stare and oogle at your armies. Hopefully, some of the armies from this will be selected. I know armies from this are going to be looked at for that spectacle that will be done by Adepticon and presented by Adepticon. So people who are working on team armies, working on team tables, and themed stuff, have at it. It's going to be awesome. We're looking forward to seeing what you put out. We're looking forward to seeing what people present. And we're looking forward to seeing and showing off the amazing work by the Heresy hobbyists who go to Adepticon. And we look forward to seeing stuff get put into the Heresy Walk or the Adepticon Army Walk or whatever they call it.
The elephant walk.
Sure, let's call it that.
Well, that's
The
what
army,
they call it in
the
the
elephant army
military.
walk. Yeah, sure.
Are you calling me fat?
No,
No.
we're in fact calling you skinny. You need to get some food in you, buddy.
Oh, I have been.
Good. You need to.
All right.
So next at 9:00 we have from our friends over at Ferrix again another Pillars of Dolos Prime with the ZM and with the front line. Then at 2:00 it's another ZM Pillars of Dolos Prime, and at 6 another broadside from the Pillars of Dolos Prime for their mega battle, and that one it's sold out.
And then Sunday.
No, let me get it started here. Hold on. Sunday at the Megadrome and Populplex. Yeah. If you want to watch, if anyone ever watched like monster truck racing back in the 80s, that was
Sunday.
yeah, Sunday. We have Horus Heresy, Wrath and Ruin. It is the final for the narrative event for the War in the Grail Abyss that we've been running, or we will have been running at AdeptiCon. It is 2 games starting at 9 a.m. This one, people start showing up for the events. 2 rounds, 2 games. Both games are 4K. It's the big dog heresy. Bring out your 4K, bring out your Prime Marks, bring out your whatever you want to throw down, as long as it fits within a standard Force organization chart. Throw it on the table, throw down, have fun. At the end of it, at 5:00, and everything's knocked off and packing up and all the rest, that will be the end and the wrap for Adepticon Heresy, Adepticon itself, and for the War in the Grail Abyss. That is presented by us, and we hope to see a lot of people there. There are currently 21 spots there to fill up. 21 spots left there to fill up. It started off at 60. So I hope to see a lot more people filling out those spots. But for those who decide that they're already in, welcome aboard. Look forward to seeing you. Look forward to having a lot of fun. Look forward to seeing a lot of shenanigans going on the tables.
Excellent.
And I think that sums up pretty much all of Heresy at this point at Adepticon. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and tell you all what I personally have signed up for. Since I'm running the Crisis in the Grail Abyss, I can't sign up for anything on the 27th. On the 28th, I've signed up for the Friendly Doubles. And the 29th, I believe we as a group are signing up for the Heresy Grand Team event. And Sunday, I'm running Wrath and Ruin. So that's everything I'm signed up for. What have you all signed up for?
Basically the exact same stuff as you.
Yay!
I'd kind of assume that since I'm supplying fancy tables that I would get into events when I walked up to them.
Sounds wonderful to me.
Johnson would be like, that's my
certain,
table.
Josh might, the Josh move.
It sounds like it's going to work out perfectly.
I am a schmuck and I haven't signed up for anything yet, but I also just kind of planned on helping people run events pretty much all weekend since my event got changed and eliminated, at least for this year.
Okay.
But
Well,
it sounds like Saturday, maybe I'm throwing in with you guys on the team tourney thing. I don't know.
that sounds great. Sounds wonderful. I wonder what our team will consist of.
Drunk people.
Well, yeah, that's kind of a given. Jack, what army are you planning to take to Adepticon this year?
You're World Eaters.
Right. Duncan, what army are you planning to take to Adepticon this year? World Eaters, obviously. John, what army are you planning to take to Adepticon this year?
I was gonna bring Cobra, but if for that event, I guess I can play your World Eaters.
Oh, okay. Brian, what are you planning to take to Adepticon this year?
Death Guard.
Oh, thank God. Not more of my World Eaters.
Oh, well, if you don't want me to play your World Eaters, I don't have to play your World Eaters. But
oh no, it's okay.
If we can do cobblestone basing, the city fight table would be a good display board for us.
Maybe we should have planned more ahead. We will have to discuss this.
If only we knew ahead of time that this was happening. Oh wait.
Right?
I know.
We
it's
only
like,
have like 8 weeks. It's fine.
Well,
if
I may
only
know
we
somebody has like, I don't know, around 10,000 points of Dark Angels that's not getting used. So just saying.
Yeah.
Oh Lord! If
Supply
only
us
we
with enough
weren't such a
Ultramarines.
chaotic mess. Oh Lord!
We'll get it figured out.
Yep.
We will
Yeah.
indeed. Beyond that, I think that this year, with the expansion of the rooms, we've already seen a lot of expansion in some of the event space and in the number of events. I'm also looking forward to seeing how many people show up and continue signing up for the Heresy event at AdeptiCon this year, including ourselves for the Grand Team event. So,
That's so
looking
that
forward
y'all
to
are on the main floor with everybody else.
Yep. We're I'm not certain if we're exactly right across from 40K or we're close to 40K, but we're close. We're on the same level as them, so we're front and
Well,
center.
y'all get to go out because,
Yep.
like, them and their, no offense to the people playing at Adepticon, the crappy 40K terrain that they have going on now, y'all get to show out on, like, the kick-ass terrain boards that y'all and John and Lucas and everybody make.
Yeah.
Yep.
I need to know how many other tables I need to bring as soon as you can find that out.
Yes.
I might be able to help you with an extra one or two, John, as well, if you need it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting getting as much as I can in the truck because the ZM memorial table takes up a lot because of the way it's built.
Yeah.
So, on to our next topic.
That seems like a good segue time, yes.
All right. Let me.
Oh, and one thing that I will go ahead and put out there, Adepticon last year started doing a content creator meet and greet. So for anybody who wants to come by and see us at the official Adepticon content creator meet and greet, we'll be there. I'll be there. Jack will be there. John will be there. Brian will be there. Jamie is currently not going to be there, unfortunately, because Jamie is not likely to make it to Adepticon this year, sadly.
Yep.
But
Sorry.
the rest of us, we're all going to be there. We'll have our shirts on. We'll be handing out stickers and maybe some other swag. So come by, pop over, say hello.
Oh, yeah. I got to show you all the new swag I bought for this podcast.
Insult us, do whatever. Just come on by.
Spit in our face, whatever. Yeah.
Well, really rather not do that part.
I have to
Let's
pay
not
extra
do
for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buy us a
Yeah.
drink.
Yep. But
I
yeah.
think spitting in the face is a Patreon only thing.
Yeah, that sounds
That
accurate.
sounds about right, yeah. Anyway, so New Recruit, aka that thing that we don't use or that we now use in place of Battle Scribe.
Yeah.
Um
And you all should be
It's-
seeing it on your screen right now, talking to the audience. You all can look at it too if you want to.
Yay!
Excellent.
So for those of you who listen only, New Recruit is pretty much the replacement for Battle Scribe that everybody is turning to, because unlike Battle Scribe, it actually is getting updated, it's getting fixed, and it actually is functional, and you can do all kinds of list sharing that makes a lot of sense, and is stuff we've all wanted for years. You can share directly to a link that contains your army, and someone can take it, make a copy of it so they can do a duplicate of your list or what have you, or they can make changes. And it's easily verifiable. It all shows off all the point costs as you would want on a regular army list. And it's so much better functioning than Battlescribe, I cannot even explain.
If you make a lot of veteran squads in your list, New Recruit is going to save you hours of your life in a day because that's how long it takes on Battlescribe to equip a veteran squad.
That's absolutely the truth right there. It's so much easier and faster. It's not funny. I was speaking with Scott Switzer, our friend who used to run over at RFI when they were a thing in round 1.5 or whatever it was. Their first and a half incarnation. Because he's coming back into Heresy. And he was talking about stuff that he had, and I sat there and I worked with him to make a list, and he gave me the list of stuff he had, and literally in about 5 to 10 minutes, I had it all broken down into a big thing for an entirely brand new list for 3K, tooled individually, that worked out. Like I said, 5 minutes. So much easier than ever to individually equip and make everything. So before I continue going on about how much better it is, I'll let people who actually don't have voices that are going out go ahead and talk more.
So, what are the big challenges that people are finding with getting into New Recruit? Is it just like initiating the list building itself, or are they having further issues? Like I know adding a
Importing the
detachment,
data
like a
was
Lord of War detachment's tricky.
one of my friends was doing it, and I'm a quartermaster person, so I'm only going to be able to say what people have complained about. He said that importing the data was kind of confusing to him, so kind of a starting from zero.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
of no help because I'm a quarterback person. Stupid iOS devices. Grr.
Yeah, I'll admit that the first time I bought an iPhone, it was for PW's book. The second time I bought an iPhone was for Quartermaster.
I mean, that's a funny statement, but actually kind of fair. I'm just glad that we have this for, us androids.
So first of all, because let's just say, let's use me as a Luddite, which is far from the truth, but does this
So,
only
yeah,
work on Windows?
No, it does not only open on Windows. You could actually use it on an iPhone or an
Okay.
iPad, because it's all web-based. So you can literally just
So
pull up their website.
it's not a standalone app though.
No. So
Okay.
you can pull up their website, create the
No,
account.
it is a standalone app also.
It is also an app, but it goes and that app stores everything through their servers. So you could create your list on their website, translate it to someone who has, or share it to someone who has the app. They can pull it up. They could share it to someone who's on iOS, who can then pull up the website and read it there. You can play with the website on iOS or what have you, and it works.
So Jack, can you show us how to import the data to start building an army list?
He showed it right at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's pre-populated as far as I can tell. It was for me on the app. So you can literally just click right on the system. You don't have to download anything. You don't have to search repositories like in BattleScribe.
Yep.
It's already there.
So looking at, I'm just pulling it up on my computer right now. When it says for HHV1, is that I understand
That would be first edition Heresy, yes.
Okay, so
right now, if you see up on the left-hand side, it says Horus Heresy 2022. That means he's currently in the edition we are currently playing.
okay. Because never mind. Well, let's see.
Jack, narrate us as you're going, brother.
Well, I just been in the background creating a armies list. It's an Ultramarines list. Start off by choosing Ultramarines, adding on the normal Force Org chart, the Crusader Force Org chart. From there, I made it 3,000 points. I started off by going into HQ. I clicked on Praetor, went over here to the Praetor in the center of the screen. That's where I started adding on all the specific, upgrades and weapons I wanted. So master crafted. Underneath both pistol chainsword option, you can come in here, unselect the boat pistol and chainsword, and that's where you can add in a Paragon blade and a Thunder Hammer. You can add on a multi-bomb, mobility, jet bike, combat bite, jump pack, armor choice, So the Mantle Ultramar, because I have to. If you want to give it a command squad or a retinue, if you will, I made it my Warlord right here. So then I get to pick my Warlord traits right there. From there, you can go through here through HQ, Elites, Fast Attack, and you can add on whatever you want to add on. So like right now, I am going to add on a apothecary detachment. So I'm going to click it once. It's going to pop up underneath here, underneath Elites. And this is where I would, give it artificer armor or give it a power weapon instead of a chainsword. And it's going to be a power axe because I'm that type of guy. Here, the tricky thing that I found with it that it took me some time to wrap my head around is if you have like a apothecary detachment, contemptor dreadnoughts, tech marines, if you want multiple units from the same FOC slot, so like apothecaries, you can either if you have it kit out the same way, so you just want the bog standard apothecary for 45 points, and you want to add 4 of them, you can click right there. Or if you want a different loadout on your different apothecaries or whatever you're creating, you can add that on there, and now we have 2 options of apothecary. And so on this one, you can go in, you can give it a jet bike and artificer armor and a heavy bolter. The thing that I find this happens most of the time with, for me, is with the contemptors, because I'll have one contemptor with a autocannon and I'll have one contemptor with a las cannon on here. If it comes up with any type of red little question mark beside it, that means there's something you need to choose extra stuff on, or you have selected too many things. So for on here, let me give me like some type of error that I can do. Ooh, I know what I can do to show this. I can come in here, and then instead of doing his Gravis fist with a built-in range weapon, I'm gonna give it a multi-melted cannon. Then it goes, oh wait, you have too many inbuilt combi bolters, so you can either take it away or you can go back up here and put the fist back on there, and then everything's right with the world.
Yep. So you'll find similar kind of things when you try to include too many bits of war gear, like on a Praetor. If you try to give them a bolt pistol and a chainsword and a thunder hammer and a paragon blade, it'll throw up that same error.
Yep.
Do you want to walk people through how to add another detachment to a list? Like if you're adding a Lord of War?
See here, I've never actually attempted that because I don't generally play with Lords of War. So I'm gonna say, is it as straightforward as I think it is?
It is.
Let me get a better look at your screen share. I know where it's at on the app. Upper right hand corner by the hammer, the 3 bars.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Oh, that's not it. So that took me to logging in, which on this instance
Okay.
I don't have a login. So I'm going to go with list option, probably add a force. Lord of War.
Yep, there you go.
Uh-huh.
And you can
That's
add
it.
a Lord of War detachment or an allied detachment directly into that list.
I'm gonna do a Mastodon because at this point I think I have to.
Oh,
right?
Oh Lord. Yeah, you
Or
kinda do.
Stormbird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it will pop up right here that it's more than 25% of my list right now because I don't have the rest of this filled out.
Yep.
So.
And because you also will be over the maximum amount of points allowable for a 3K list.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to take that and set your test 1 list to a 4K list, and you added that Mastodon, you'd be just fine.
So on the phone app, it's a button in the upper right-hand corner to add in an allied detachment or a Lords of War choice, just so that viewers don't get confused if they're doing it that way via the app versus the internet, which I assume is what Jack's on.
I am on the interwebs. That the wonderful series of tubes and whatnot.
Bells and whistles.
Fiber optics.
Yep.
And
So,
screaming, dying robots.
yep.
Oh wait, no, that was only in the 90s.
Oh, how I miss dial-up.
Yep, we had to sacrifice the robot to be able to talk to the other robots.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
Instead of nowadays where you try to put a piece of toast in and it has to check your social credit score. For your
So
toaster.
also on here, if a unit has an option for a dedicated transport, you can go in here, add it, whatever type of options have, take it away, all that fun stuff through here. It will change the layout based upon your rite of war. So you have all of the rite awards that you can take for your army lists. So, am I missing anything?
Yep. No, I don't think so.
Okay. And of course,
It's
you have
all
the
fairly
special
simple.
Ultramarines right there.
Has anybody heard any other complaints about it, or things that people have found difficult when they're first getting into it?
I've heard people having confusion just about how everything seems to function right at the start, but after
Okay.
people get a chance to sit there and fiddle around with it, it makes more sense how they add things, how you play with things, and how you update things. And I've not really had a lot of anybody telling me they're having problems with it, so it seems to work. And unlike, Battlescribe, it works well.
And it's near as I can tell in all of the rules boxes where they give you rules and stuff. So you have a cheat sheet. Those seem to be fairly accurate. Even like the weird cults and militia and demons stuff, which I've been playing around with a lot lately, are pretty on point looking at it compared to the PDFs.
Yep, and a huge shout out to our friend May over in the UK, who did the data stuff for Battlescribe, because he's one of the group who's doing the data updates and everything for New Recruit, and it works. It's awesome, and he's awesome for doing it, and the community he has over there working on that are also awesome for doing this for all of us. Yeah, I can't really say that it's something I don't like, because I do. I think it's better than anything we've had before. Sorry, my chair creaking. And I think kind of at this point, if in the past you are like us or a number of us and have possibly supported Battlescribe in the past, and given money to that guy, this would likely be a good idea to go ahead and throw a donate to if you're looking to do that, because this is the next level and they are working very heavily on keeping everything we want in it and updated and staying on top of everything, because whenever an update comes out, they get to working on it immediately. And these are the kind of people we want to actually support.
You're here. Buy the man a bourbon, Duncan.
Yep. Yep, I agree. So, anybody got anything else to say about New Recruit or issues about that? Or want to talk about AdeptiCon or anything else for the whole tonight?
The export on
No,
New
other than
Recruit is also
apparently
nice.
I'm sorry, guys. You all broke up. Say again?
The export on New Recruit is also nice.
Yep. You also might want to show off how the share works.
What am I sharing? Export.
Share link to list. No. Share link to list.
Where's that at?
List options, right hand side.
Okay. Okay.
Share. Yep. Hit that. You can copy that link right up at the top, and whoever now clips it or clicks it can either use the SQL code or whatever the hell that little
QR.
QR code, or they can use the URL and pull up the list.
Neat.
Yep, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
All right. Let
Oh.
me. There you go. All right. Oop. So is that everything we want to cover tonight, guys?
I think that about sums it up. Yeah.
Hey, Duncan, can you tell Jamie to tell John to take us out of here?
Hey, Brian, tell Jamie to tell John to take us out of here.
Hey, Duncan, don't worry about telling Jamie to tell John, to tell Jack, to tell me, to tell everybody else to take us out of here.
I'm lost. What were we doing again?
John, take us out.
Hi, everybody, and that's a good night for you. This has been episode 111, I believe, of the Heresy Accountabilibuddies Podcast. My name is Brian. I have been joined by
Duncan?
Jack.
Jamie.
And John.
and that'll be a good night for y'all. Everybody have a wonderful time.
Was I supposed to record this?
Yes.
There you go.